Good afternoon, dear children. We can continue the lesson oscillations. Okay, last class we have discussed about simple harmonic motion. Okay, then what are the necessary condition for that motion to be simple harmonic? Isn't it? And also we have learned the examples for simple harmonic motion. Okay, and today's class we can discuss about the differential equation of simple harmonic motion. The differential, we can obtain an expression, obtain the condition for the differential equation for what? A simple harmonic motion. You know, in the case of a simple harmonic motion, the restoring force is proportional to displacement. That we have learned. The restoring force is proportional to the displacement. Okay, or F can be written as K into X. Here we are putting a negative sign. The negative sign shows that what X and F are in opposite direction. Okay, the force and displacement acts in opposite direction. That is the significance of negative sign here. So we can write the restoring force as F is equal to what? F equal to minus kx. Let it equation number 1. F equal to minus kx. That is equation number 1. And by Newton's second law, you know the equation for force. F equal to what? M into A. But this acceleration can be written in terms of displacement. The acceleration can be written in terms of displacement as that is m into d square x by dt square. M into d square x by dt square. That is acceleration in terms of displacement. I think also we have learned. Okay. F equal to m into d square x by dt square. Where actually m is the mass of the object and d square x by dt square is the acceleration. Then comparing 1 and 2, we can compare 1 and 2, we can write m d square x by dt square equal to k into x. Sorry, minus k into x. M d square x by dt square is equal to minus k into x. Or we can write d square x by dt square equal to minus k by m into x. Okay, d square x by dt square equal to this m comes here, so minus k by m into x. The next we have assuming that or put k by m equal to omega square. Okay, put k by m equal to what? Omega square. So we can write d square x by dt square equal to minus omega square x. Instead of k by m we can write omega square. Okay, instead of k by m we can write omega square. So k by m equal to omega square. So d square x by dt square equal to minus omega square x. Or we can write d square x by dt square plus omega square x equal to 0. Actually this is the differential equation for simple harmonic motion where omega represents the angular velocity. Okay, d square x by dt square plus omega square equal to 0. This is the differential equation for simple harmonic motion. Isn't it here? The restoring force acting on an object is or a particle is proportional to the displacement. So we can write F equal to minus kx. Actually here the negative sign indicates that the force and displacement are acting in opposite direction. Then by Newton's second law we can write F equal to ma, where acceleration a can be written in terms of displacement as d square x by dt square. So we can write m into d square x by dt square. Let it equation number 2. Then we can compare 1 and 2. For that, m into d square x by dt square equal to minus kx. Or we can write d square x by dt square equal to minus k by m into x. Then put k by m equal to minus, put k by m equal to omega square. So d square x by dt square minus omega square x. D square x by dt square equal to minus omega square x. Or we can write d square x by dt square plus omega square x equal to 0. D square x by dt square plus omega square x equal to 0. This is actually the differential equation for SHM. Okay. Next we can see some important terms related to simple harmonic motion. Okay, some important terms that is related to simple harmonic motion. First is displacement. First is displacement. Actually it is represented by x, displacement. Actually it is the distance of the oscillating particle from the mean position at any instant. That is actually called the displacement. Suppose if this A is the mean position of the oscillating particle or the vibrating particle, So the distance of the vibrating, suppose at any instant, let Z be the position of the particle. Listen it, at any instant. So this AZ represents the displacement. AZ represents what? Displacement. So the distance of the oscillating particle from its main position at any instant is called displacement. What is displacement actually? The distance of the oscillating particle from its main position at any instant. The distance of the oscillating particle from its main position at any instant is called what? Displacement. Actually it is represented by x. Then what is the unit of displacement? You know, meter. Meter is the unit of displacement. Okay, the distance of the oscillating particle on either side of the mean position at any instant, that is called displacement. The next is actually amplitude. Next is what? Amplitude, and it is represented by A. Amplitude is represented by the letter A. Actually it is the maximum displacement of the oscillating particle on either side of the mean position. Okay, maximum distance from the mean position on either side of the mean position, that is actually called amplitude. The maximum displacement of oscillating particle on either side of the mean position is called amplitude. Okay, that is up to suppose let's see be the amplitude of the oscillating particle from the mean position A. Okay, actually this is the maximum distance that the vibrating particle can go. Listen it, that is actually the amplitude. What is amplitude? The maximum displacement of oscillating particle on either side of the mean position. That is called the amplitude. Actually it is represented by A, and its unit is also meter. Its unit is what? Meter. Okay, the next we can write time period. What is time period? Actually it is represented by capital T, time period. That is the time taken to complete one oscillation. That is called time period. Time taken to complete one oscillation is called what? Time period. That is from here, the mean position to here, and also from here to again return to the mean position. Okay, that is actually what? Actually the time period, time taken to complete one oscillation. The time taken to complete one oscillation is called time period. Okay, it is represented by T, and its unit is second. The next is frequency. It is represented by nu. Okay, nu. It is represented by nu, frequency nu. That is the number of oscillations completed in 1 second. Okay, number of oscillations per unit time. The number of oscillations completed per unit time is called frequency. Listen to it. What is frequency? The number of oscillations completed per unit time. That is called frequency. The number of oscillations completed per unit time. That is called frequency, and it is represented by the symbol nu. Okay, and its unit is actually hertz. The unit of frequency is what? Hertz. The unit of frequency is hertz, and we have a relation between time period and frequency. That is, frequency nu is equal to 1 by T. There is a reciprocal relation between the time period and frequency. Frequency nu equal to what? 1 by T, or T is equal to, we can write 1 by nu. Okay, the frequency nu equal to what? 1 by T. The next, angular frequency. Angular frequency or angular velocity is actually angular frequency. Actually it is the quantity actually obtained by multiplying the frequency nu by the factor 2 pi. Okay, so the angular frequency omega can be written as 2 pi nu. Okay, so we got the term angular frequency by multiplying the frequency by the factor 2 pi. When we multiply the frequency nu by the factor 2 pi, we got what? Angular frequency. Okay, what is meant by angular frequency? Actually, it is the quantity obtained by multiplying the frequency nu by the factor 2 pi. So, we got omega equal to 2 pi nu. That is the angular frequency. Omega equal to 2 pi nu. But you know nu equal to 1 by T. So, we got 2 pi by T. Okay. So, angular frequency can be represented in terms of frequency, or we can represent in terms of time period. That is angular frequency omega equal to 2 pi nu, or it is equal to 2 pi by t. Okay, that is actually angular frequency omega equal to 2 pi nu or 2 pi by t. Angular frequency is the quantity which is obtained by multiplying frequency by the factor 2 pi. Okay, and its unit is radian per second, and its unit is radian per second. The unit of angular frequency is radian per second. Next, the phase of a vibrating particle. Actually, phase of a vibrating particle and at any instant gives the state or position of that particle at that instant. Actually, the phase of an oscillating particle at any instant gives what? The state or position of that particle at that particular instant. That is actually phase. Okay, actually the displacement in simple harmonic motion, that can be represented as x equal to a sine omega t plus phi 0. A sine omega t plus phi 0. Actually that is the general expression for displacement of a particle in simple harmonic motion. X equal to a sine omega t plus phi 0, where omega t plus phi 0, actually that is the phase of the particle. Omega t plus phi 0, that represents the phase of the particle phi. That is phi is equal to omega t plus phi 0. Listen to it. Actually the phase of a vibrating particle or the oscillating particle at any instant gives what? The state or position of that particle at that instant. Generally the displacement of a vibrating particle in simple harmonic motion can be represented as x equal to a sine omega t plus phi 0, where omega t plus phi 0, that actually represents the phase of the particle phi. So phi, the phase of the particle, can be written as omega t plus phi 0. Next we can see the expression for the velocity of the expression for the velocity of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. Okay, we have to find the expression for the velocity of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. Okay, if you know the expression for displacement, x equal to a sine omega t plus phi 0. Okay, that is the simple harmonic motion can represented either in sine function or in cos function, or the displacement x equal to a cos what omega t plus phi 0. Actually these two are the expression for displacement. Okay, x equal to, either we can write a sine omega t plus phi 0 or x equal to a cos omega t plus phi 0. Isn't it? Okay, this is actually the expression for displacement, but we have to find the expression for velocity. You know what is velocity? Actually rate of change of displacement. You know, the velocity is actually the rate of change of displacement. So first we have to write the expression for displacement. I'll take the second relation, the displacement, for the displacement, that is x equal to a cos omega t plus phi 0. Either we can take cos or sine function. Here we are taking what? Cos function, that is x equal to a cos omega t plus phi 0. That is actually the expression for displacement. But we have to find the expression for velocity v. For that we can write what? Rate of change of displacement, that is dx by dt. I think we have already learned. Velocity equal to what? Dx by dt. Velocity equal to what? Dx by dt. So d by dt of, instead of x we have a cos omega t plus phi 0. Okay, a cos omega t plus phi 0. We have to differentiate this function. Okay, a cos omega t plus phi 0. Then a is actually constant, that is taken out. So the differential is applied to cos omega t plus phi 0. You know, all of you know the differential for what is the differential of cos theta, that we have already learned. Differential of cos theta actually minus, cos theta is minus sin theta. The differential of cos theta is what? Actually minus cos theta, minus sin theta. Differential of cos theta is minus sin theta. Here also we have to find the differential of cos omega t plus phi 0. Cos omega t plus phi 0. So that it is what? Minus sin, instead of theta we have to write omega t plus phi 0. Omega t plus phi 0. Okay, here we are differentiating with respect to time. So here actually omega t isn't it? First we have to differentiate this cos theta. So we got minus sine omega t plus phi 0 into, we have to differentiate this omega t also, because it is the term containing time. Okay, here we are differentiating with respect to time. So once again we have to differentiate what? Omega t. Okay, when we differentiate, that is d by dt of omega t. This omega is constant, that is taken out. Then we got dt by dt. So these two cancel, dt by dt. So the remaining is omega, that into omega. Okay, so we got the differential as minus omega sine omega t plus phi 0. That is the differential of a cos omega t plus phi 0. That thing we have to write here. I'll put the negative first, then a already here, then omega sine omega t plus phi 0. Okay, omega minus a omega sine omega t plus phi 0. Isn't it? Then already you know from trigonometry you have studied sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. From that, you know, sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos square theta. Sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos square theta, and sin theta is equal to square root of 1 minus cos square theta. Okay, so this sin omega t plus phi 0 can be written as how? In the place of theta we have omega t plus phi 0. Okay, the same equation, instead of sin theta we can write square root of 1 minus cos square theta. But in the place of theta we have to write what? Omega t plus phi 0. So we can write minus a omega square root of 1 minus sin square omega t plus phi 0. Okay, a omega square root of 1 minus sin square omega t plus phi 0. Okay, sorry, sin square not cos square theta. Cos square omega t plus phi 0. Okay, this sin omega t plus phi 0 can be written as square root of 1 minus cos square omega t plus phi 0. Listen it. But from this equation, what is cos omega t? We know x equal to a cos omega t plus phi 0. From this cos omega t plus phi 0 can be written as what? X by a. Listen it. This a comes here. So x by a equal to cos omega t plus phi 0. But here we have a cos square omega t plus phi 0. Cos square omega t plus phi 0. That is x square by s square. That is what? X square by s square. So we can write minus a omega square root of 1 minus what? X square by s square. Instead of cos square omega t plus phi 0 we can write what? X square by s square. And here it is minus a omega. By taking LCM we can write s square minus x square divided by s square. S square minus x square divided by s square. When here we can split this root as root of s square minus x square divided by root of, here root x square minus s square divided by root s square. You know what is root s square actually? Root s square is a. Okay, so minus a omega by a square root of what? A square minus x square. This a cancel and we got minus omega. Here what? Minus omega a square minus x square. So we got the value of velocity as v is equal to minus omega square root of s square minus x square. V is equal to minus omega square root of s square minus x square. Square root of s square minus x square. Listen it. Here we have to find the expression for velocity of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. For that we are considering the displacement x as a cos omega t plus phi 0. This is actually displacement. Okay, but velocity we know dx by dt. Rate of change of displacement is velocity. So dx by dt. So instead of x we can write d by dt of a cos omega t plus phi 0. So we have to differentiate a cos omega t plus phi 0. A is constant, that is taken out. Then differentiation is applied to only cos. You know the differentiation of cos theta minus sin theta. but in the place of theta we have here omega t plus phi 0. So we can write minus sine omega t plus phi 0. But here we have a term omega t inside what cos. So we have to differentiate this omega t once again. Okay, so then only the differentiation is completed. Okay, so it is cos omega t plus phi 0 is the differentiation of cos omega t plus phi 0 is minus sine omega t plus phi 0. Then we have to differentiate this omega t again. So we got omega into dt by dt, and this cancel and remaining is omega. Here it is. So minus sine omega t plus phi 0 into omega. That thing we can write what minus a omega sine omega t plus phi 0. Here already a here, then minus omega sine omega t plus phi 0. Then you know sine square theta plus this sine can be written in terms of cos. For that we are considering sine square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. From this sine theta is equal to what? Square root of 1 minus cos square theta. So here instead of theta we have omega t plus phi 0. That is only the difference. So minus a omega square root of 1 minus cos square omega t plus phi 0. 1 minus cos square omega t plus phi 0. Listen to it. And instead of cos square omega t plus phi 0, here we have x equal to a cos omega t plus phi 0. Then cos omega t plus phi 0 is actually x by a, but we have here cos square omega t plus phi 0. That is actually x square by s square. So we can write minus a omega root of 1 minus x square by s square. Then taking LCM, it is s square minus x square by s square. Then root x s square, when it come out of the root, it becomes a. So minus a omega by a square root of s square minus x square. Then a cancel, and we got the value of v as minus omega square root of s square minus x square. Okay. Okay, all of you know the equation for velocity of the particle executing simple harmonic motion, that is velocity v equal to minus omega square root of s square minus x square. V equal to minus omega square root of s square minus x s square. S square minus x square. Next we can find the velocity at the mean position and the two extreme positions. Okay, you know when the particle is at the mean position, what about the displacement x? When the particle is at the mean position, what about its displacement x? X equal to 0. Therefore, the velocity v is equal to minus omega s square minus 0. So, minus omega root a square, actually it is minus omega. Okay, that is at the mean position, the vibrating particle moves with a velocity minus omega a. Okay, at the mean position, the vibrating particle has the velocity what? Minus omega a. Then what about at the extreme position? You know, at the extreme position, the displacement x equal to the amplitude a. You know, amplitude is the maximum displacement of the vibrating particle at the two extreme positions. Okay, so at the extreme position, the displacement x equal to the amplitude a. Therefore, the velocity v is equal to minus omega square root of a square minus s square. Actually, it is equal to 0. So, we can say at the mean position, the vibrating particle moves with the maximum velocity. At the two extreme position, the velocity is equal to 0. Okay, so the vibrating or the oscillating particle has the maximum velocity at the mean position. So at the mean position, the displacement x equal to 0. So we have the relation v is equal to minus omega root of a square minus x square. So x equal to 0, we can put in the expression for velocity x equal to 0. So v equal to minus omega root of s square minus 0. So minus, we got minus omega a. That is the maximum velocity. But at the extreme position, you know, the displacement is equal to its amplitude. So we can write minus omega square root of s square minus s square. Actually it is 0. Listen it. So we can say the velocity is maximum at the mean position and 0 at the two extreme positions. Okay, that is about the two special cases related to the expression for velocity. Okay children, today's class we have learned about the differential equation for SHM, that is d square x by dt square plus omega square x equal to 0. Also we have learned some important terms that is related to simple harmonic motion, that is the displacement, then amplitude, time period, frequency, then angular frequency, and then what, phase. Okay, the next we obtain the relation for velocity of the vibrating particle executing simple harmonic motion, that is v equal to minus omega square root of s square minus x square. Okay, and also we have learned two special cases, that is velocity at the mean position and also the velocity at the two extreme position. That is at the mean position it has the maximum velocity, that is minus omega a, and on the two extreme position the velocity is 0. Okay children, that is the end of today's class. Thank you.